On Thursday night, under the bright lights of Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, the Western Conference Finals continued with Game 2, and once again, the Oklahoma City Thunder proved why they're one of the most complete and dangerous teams in the NBA. Behind a relentless team effort and the leadership of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Thunder powered their way to a commanding 118-103 victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves, taking a 2-0 series lead and tightening their grip on the path to the NBA Finals. But the night wasn't without fireworks from Minnesota's young superstar. Anthony Edwards delivers, but it's not enough. Anthony Edwards came into Game 2 with something to prove after a disappointing Game 1 performance, and he made sure the world heard him loud and clear. In 40 minutes of action, Edwards poured in 32 points, grabbed 9 rebounds, dished 6 assists, and recorded a block. He shot 12 of 26 from the field, although his 1-for-9 clip from beyond the arc reminded everyone he's still human. Perhaps more impressive than the stat line? He had 0 turnovers against one of the best defensive units in the league. But as dominant as Edwards was in stretches, it still wasn't enough. The Thunder answered every Wolves run with poise, precision, and a star of their own who's rising even faster. SGA takes center stage. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been the silent assassin of these playoffs. His playmaking, defense, and ability to control pace have pushed Oklahoma City from young upstarts to legitimate title contenders. And in this series, he's making a statement not just to Minnesota, but to the entire league. The Thunder's time is now. NBA analyst Kevin O'Connor didn't hold back on X, formerly Twitter. SGA is much better than Anthony Edwards on multiple levels. This series is making that clear. SGA is also 3 years older, so it's not as much a knock on Ant as it is a realization of how far Ant still can and must grow. Social media weighs in. As expected, social media lit up after the game. Some praised Edwards' grit and growth, others were more critical. Joel Moran wrote, "It'll go unnoticed because the Timberwolves lost, but 32-9-6 with 0 turnovers against one of the best defenses ever is no small feat. Anthony Edwards wasn't perfect by any means, but he took very good care of the basketball and was attacking downhill." Another fan remarked, "Anthony Edwards playing passive in the second half of games needs to be studied." Indeed, that's become a lingering concern. Edwards exploded early, but faded late as the Thunder's defense keyed in. Whether it's fatigue, defensive pressure, or just the weight of the moment, something's holding him back when it matters most. But for all the noise, Edwards is still making history. With his Game 2 performance, he officially became the Timberwolves' all-time leading scorer in the playoffs, surpassing Kevin Garnett. And according to Real Sports, he's now one of just 5 players in NBA history to post 30-plus points, 5-plus rebounds, and 5-plus assists without a turnover in a Western Conference Finals game. Game 1. Fallout. Frustration boils over. It's been a turbulent week for Edwards. Just 2 nights earlier, Minnesota was blown out in Game 1, 114-88, in what was one of their most lopsided losses of the postseason. Edwards struggled in that outing, finishing with 18 points on 5 of 13 shooting. While he hit 3 of 8 from deep and added 9 rebounds and 3 assists, his body language told the real story. Frustration, anger, disbelief. It all spilled over in the post-game media session, where Edwards dropped a not-so-subtle F-bomb that would later cost him dearly. On Wednesday, the NBA fined him $50,000 for using inappropriate language during a media interview. Even sports outlets joined the discourse. What's in Tap NB? If Anthony Edwards was more grounded with some of the comments and impulse reactions he has toward officials, I think he would get a better whistle. Not saying that's right, but I think that's possible. Looking ahead, must-win time. Now down 0-2, the series shifts back to Minnesota. Game 3 will be do-or-die territory for a Timberwolves team that just 2 weeks ago looked like the most dangerous force in the Western Conference. But the Thunder's speed, depth, and discipline have overwhelmed them so far, and it's clear Anthony Edwards can't do it alone. If the Wolves want to claw back into this series, it'll take more than highlight dunks and fourth-quarter flurries. They need defense, they need composure, they need urgency, and most of all, they need Edwards to go from rising star to certified closer. Game 3 tips off Sunday night in Minneapolis.